Alright, so we're in the engine room here. And Justin, who's my neighbor, has brought me to look at this Alaskan fishing boat. And so we got main engines, like this guy powers the boat, and that's the same with this other one on that side. These two power, they're generators that operate all of the fishing equipment and the pumps that circulate water through the holds. This is like the RV generator, powers like the kitchen and all of the living house. And then in here, I'll show you these pumps. These giant pumps and these big tubes, they pump water out of the ocean into these giant tanks where they hold millions of pounds of crabs. This boat will go out for five months. Each one of these pumps, they circulate water through these big holds, and we'll show you a photo of that. Let's go up on deck. So from here, we're going to go up into what I believe they call the house, which is where the guys actually live. And you can see there's like the kitchen and all that stuff. They're putting new deck boards on. But let's see out here. So this is the main deck. And here's Justin. Yeah, so underneath where we are right now is where those pumps will pump the water through. Oh yeah, we can look right in there. And don't fall in the hole. Don't drop your phone in the hole either.
That's 90,000 pounds in this hole.
90,000 pounds of crab
in this hole.
In that hole.
85,000 in the second.
And we got them all over the place.
85 in the third, and then up forward about 50,000.
Okay, so I was a little overestimated on the numbers a minute ago, but so how many pounds total of crab can the boat carry before you come home?
300 stuffed. It's 350,000.
350,000.
And at times, if we got nice weather, we can pop these hatches, take the hatches off, and we'll actually go down and hand stack crab. We'll push crab all the way in and get it to where we try to maximize as much as we can. So if we hand stack, we could probably get about 355, 356 in there maybe.
Sure, make them get a little closer together than they might desire.
Yeah, if you do that, then at the end, when your season's just about done, then you say, okay, now we only got to bring in 2 tanks as opposed to bringing in 3 tanks full of crab. So anything to save money on fuel, man, is where
it's at.
we're looking for. Yeah.
The skid steer.
So what happens is, okay, you got your thing, you got your pot, okay? So the launcher lifts the pot up, and then you kind of kick the pot off to the side, and then this machine, everything's timing, you hear it, you noise, okay, the pot's done, and who's never running the machine will come up, just take the pot up. Flip it back. Off it goes. Park the car. Out the car.
the wheelhouse. Where they only call it the bridge, like on the Star Trek Enterprise?
I guess, yeah, man. We just call it the wheelhouse, bro. This is where it happens, man. We put this towel over just to protect from the sun, but
Sure.
all the electronics and radars and everything here. Come on up.
And that's a very tall chair.
Yeah, this is pretty much. I mean, there's a lot of.
What are these things in the window right there?
So those are spinner windows. Those are from actual locomotives. Trains use those for a long time, and so if we get really cold, if it gets really icy, the captain can still see through these two windows no matter what.
Ah, because
so
they're
sometimes
heated.
every window you see here is iced over.
Sure.
But a lot of guys are going to newer technology. There's wind, there's heat windows, heat coils and stuff like that. But Mike, who runs the boat, he's old school, man. This is the way it's worked for him for 30 years, and he's not going to change.
Still works, and it's all very expensive.
Yeah. You got engine room cameras. We can see the engine room at all times.
That's fun.
Bridge alarm here. You got your watch alarm here. So this guy right here. We'll go to set. Okay, so we'll go 1 minute. So this is telling, we usually set this for 15 minutes. So if somebody's driving, we always have somebody on the wheel at all times.
Sure.
So like if we shut down at night for 4, 5, 6 hours, each guy will take like an hour turn driving the boat. Which is pretty much, it's all autopilot, I mean, there's times where you got to pay attention if you're around gear, if you're around buoys or other people's pots, buoys, but other boats as well. So it's just a safe. It's by law you have to have somebody on the wheel.
It makes sense.
And so this is going to alert if somebody falls asleep. And a lot of times.
How does it learn? How does it know if you fell asleep?
I'll show you. I've got it set for just a minute now for our sample here.
Okay.
So it'll just keep. It's going through its cycle right now, and so when it flashes, if you don't press this button, an alarm will sound.
And then you're awake now.
Yeah, hopefully you're awake. If you're not awake, it flatlines. First, you get a beep, beep, beep. Then after so many seconds, it goes flatlines, beep. If nobody hears it at all, and it keeps going beep, that won't happen. If somebody lets that thing flatline, usually myself or one of the other guys or the captain's up here going, what's going on? But if that was to happen, then you get a general alarm that's like a school bell.
On the whole boat.
On the whole boat, yeah. And then...
What is this?
See, now that's your beep there.
Right, and you got to hit the button.
And so if you get a guy who's out cold and he doesn't hear that, you got problems. Somebody's sleeping, or somebody's away from the wheel, or
something else has.
It's never. If it's shitty out, you don't go out there and take a piss. Let's say somebody went down to the engine room and forgot to reset it. It does happen.
Sure.
But this is for somebody more than likely fell asleep.
Sure.
Now you got your flat line. Okay, I'm gonna reset. I don't want the general alarm to go off.
Sure.
Then you hit this. Once you hit that, it resets.
And then you get another
15-minute
15-minute nap before you...
You don't want another one.
No.
So.
Interesting.
Yeah.